Hey, this is Stangboy Prime back for another video review. This time we have some little Star Trek miniature ships. Um, got three ships from F Toys of Japan, I believe. I believe it's Japan. Could be China, because they ship from Hong Kong, so I don't know. Um, but here we go. Here we have the NX-1 that doesn't like to stay on its stand at all. We have the NX-1. We have the USS Excalibur 1664, that is a Johnny Lightning model. We have the original Constitution Enterprise, that is the F-Toys. Have the refit version Enterprise for the motion picture and Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock. That one is Johnny Lightning. And we have another one of the refit movie Enterprises from F-Toys. Starting out, let's take this one off here. Let's take them all off of the stands so I can show you the stands, because the stands are actually pretty cool. Hey, no, right there. Okay. Here we have a couple different kind of stands. Um, for the F Toys models, we've got this kind of stand right here. It's in two pieces. You have an upright support that the ship pegs into. You saw this falling off because that slot on the bottom is too big. Doesn't like stay on at all. So there's that. We have here, you see this big grid, like honeycomb grid of holes. That's pretty much just, you can put the upright anywhere at almost any angle you want to. So you can make the ship hang pretty much however you want, or if you have a couple different ships that you want to display side by side, you don't have room for more than one of these stands, you can put multiple little stands on it. Which I have a big bookshelf that's got plenty of room, so I just have all these on their own stand. And the F Toys here is pretty cool. It's not going to try this. So I'll just read to you what it says. Up here we have, it says Enterprise NX-01 class, NX class, weapon phase cannon and spatial torpedoes. And apparently, when I got this one, they mixed it up with the ISS Enterprise. They apparently sharpied over the ISS there. In fact, that's coming off. Yep, ISS right there. But Captain Maximilian Forrest, which we know is from the Mirror Universe, because this one was captained by Jonathan Archer. Let's see, it doesn't have the big Empire flames on the sides there, but there's that. For the Johnny Lightnings, we actually have two different kind of stands here. They both have ball joints at the top, which these right here have a ball joint and a socket that plugs into the ship, so you can have it pretty much hanging however you want it to, which is kind of cool. On these, it's the same kind of thing, just instead of having the socket that plugs into the ship, the ball joint actually plugs in. Big hole right there in the bottom of the ship. And on these, they don't have quite as much information. This one just says USS Enterprise NCC 1701 refit. That's not going to focus. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. This one There's the Enterprise Delta there, kind of cool, big hollow thing, but it says USS Excalibur NCC 1664. This one looks like that, and so that's the stands. And actually, here for these two, the F-Toys, it's got almost the same stand, except up here it says USS Enterprise, and over here it's got refit beside the registry number, but all the information is the same. They both say Constitution class, they both say phasers and photon torpedoes, they both say Captain James T. Kirk, which this one's wrong because while this one, without the A, was in service, he was an admiral. But that's that. And they are 1/2500 scale. That's all the F-Toys Enterprises, the NX-1, the original Constitution, and the refit. On to the detail. Here we have the NX-1, and it's got a fair amount of detail. It's got a nice shiny silver and gray, and some blue on the impulse engines. What's wrong with me? Little bronze color up here on the bridge, and the deflector. There's a lot of etched-in detail, and this is the only NX-1 Enterprise that I have, so that's pretty good for being the only one I have. Here is the USS Excalibur, the Johnny Lightning version of the original Constitution class. Here, if I can hold them, here is the F-Toys version of the original Enterprise, and you can see there's slight detail differences, other than the Johnny Lightning is on a slightly, I don't know if you can see that, I've got the back ends of the nacelles lined up perfectly. The Johnny Lightning is slightly smaller, on a slightly smaller scale, and it's got some different details. It's got the red light over here, the green light over here, got red and green down here, there's the ball joint socket, and if you can see the deflector dish sticks out a good bit on this one, whereas on this one it's kind of almost too close into the secondary hull there. But they've all got a decent amount of detail, and the F-Toys actually come packaged like this, have the warp nacelles over here, and the stand over here, got the saucer and engineering hull right here in the middle. And you can just plug the warp nacelles into the sides like that. I got this one, I had to adjust them a little bit. This one was a little too high and the saucer was kind of off. I wouldn't recommend really fiddling around with it too much because it is just plastic. I was very lucky that the nacelle struts on these two didn't break when I had to adjust them. I was very lucky with that. On to these two right here. They both have like I said, a really good amount of detail. The main difference is the only real etched detail on the Johnny Lightning version is up on the saucer, on the underside and on top, and on the warp nacelles. All this on the neck and on the secondary hull here is just painted on. There's windows, there's docking ports, there's all sorts of stuff. And on the F-Toys, all of it is etched in. Every detail on it is etched in and then painted if it needs painted. And this one is the same as the original Constitution class. It splits up like that, and they just plug into the side of the secondary hull there. And the same thing with these two. You line up the back of the warp nacelles